Daffodil like flowers in a stern warning about the dangers of falling in love with yourself or somebody who's never seen one, not avoid.
On Mount Olympus, home of the gods, Zeus and Hera were having a very heated conversation about one of the four springs.
Those are beings that aren't nearly as powerful as gods, but have more powers than the average human.
I just can't stand it anymore. Something's got to be done.
Well, have you tried to talk to her about it?
Talk to her? That's the whole problem. I can't get a word edgewise when she's around. I don't even get a chance to talk to myself.
Would you like me to have a word with her?
No, it won't work. I've tried everything, and I'm afraid I'm worried because my temper. And you know what that is.
Now, I know what you're thinking. Don't even think about using one of our rules. We've got to sell this peacefully. We've got to negotiate with her.
They were talking about Echo, and this is a sprite that was supposed to serve Hera. Indeed, Echo was a good servant, but she had one problem. She couldn't stop talking.
Listen, did you hear his terms in the tree? The water spirit's going all bad. Do you know the Babylon book? She knows everything. Almost as much as Zeus himself. Hope Zeus doesn't mind me saying that. I mean, he does know everything. Oh, where was it? Oh, yes, being turned into a tree. And not any ordinary tree.
She talked to Hera about the other sprites, the gods, the silly things mortals did or may do.
Hera tried to be polite at first, but then her neck started getting tired from nodding so much. She found herself wasting valuable time when she could have been doing godlike things instead of just listening to Echo.
Hera tried talking to Echo.
Excuse me. Echo, if I can interrupt. Excuse me!
Oh, my queen, did you want to say something?
Well, it's just about your talking. I mean, you do go on sometimes.
I do. I guess I do. You know, my mother said the same thing to me. Echo, my daughter, you do go on. She said, but she can talk herself. Let me tell you. Once or another, she's a tiny spray.
This is hopeless. Scene 2. Talk isn't cheap.
Hera put up with the long-winded chatter for a long time, but one day her patience ran out.
Where's my husband? Where's Zeus? There's an emergency about to happen and I can't find him. He may not be lazing around. Has anybody seen him? I've seen him.
Echo had seen her boss, in fact, flirting with some of her fellow sprites. She knew that she couldn't let his wife know that, so she kept chatting with Hera to get time for Zeus' breakaway.
He was just here a minute ago. Everyone has to take a break and relax now and then, even if Zeus is supposed to be on duty all the time. Just tell me where. Oh, I had a cousin who was so serious all the time he made himself sick. Let me tell you. Enough! I can't take it anymore. Silence! Why, my queen, I didn't know. I gotta put a stop to your babbling.
Hera raised her hand and made this decree.
From now on, your tireless tongue will rest for all of us and the leaders will be best. For words you have never had a lot, but now you have over the power to speak fast. That's my royal decree. Do you understand?
For the rest of the time, Echo only had the power to repeat the last words that others said, and that she was bound to do.
Scene 3. Meeting Mr. Roman.
As you can imagine, I felt terrible. All of her feelings were bottled up inside her.
Now, where's this one go? So peaceful and quiet.
When she wasn't serving Hera, Echo began to wander alone in the woods.
One day, she saw a handsome young man taking a walk. Echo moved with the breeze.
This young man happened to be Narcissus. He was out looking for someone who was good enough to deserve his love.
When he was a child, his mother had asked the fortune teller for a boy with a perhaps the prophet had said, he never knows himself.
It's a shame that the world is just so full of, how can I put it kindly, average people. It's impossible to find that comes to your exacting standards.
Narcissus had been told by so many people that he was good-looking and that he was interested in mainly one person, himself.
But when Echo saw him, she found the person in love. She followed closely behind him, not carefully much to deal with him.
And, of course, she wanted to say something to this young man, but she had to wait for him to speak first. When Narcissus thought he saw someone moving in the tree's shadow, he called out, and Echo got her chance.
Is there someone here? Here. Well, show yourself. Show yourself. Please come out of hiding. I want to meet you. Meet you. I'm going to leave a mission. Come on right now. Right now.
She got up courage and came up from where she was hiding. She ran up to Narcissus
Oh, please, just leave me alone.
With that, Narcissus ran away, leaving Echo all alone. She was so upset that she went into a cave to collect her thoughts and have a good cry. That is why they say today that you can hear Echo in caves all around the world.
Scene 4, Love at First Sight. Although Echo had a broken heart, she never lost her love for the handsome Narcissus.
But the goddess observing the scene didn't feel so kindly toward Narcissus. This was Nemesis, the goddess of payback for his injustice.
She's the one who stands her sentence always. It's about time that Narcissus had a taste of his own medicine. I'll see to it that his lost in love with someone who will always be out of his reach.
So it happened that Narcissus continued to search for someone worthy of his name, but he found it to be a very hard search.
It's tiring being clear and looking for the perfect companion. I have to rest and take a drink of water.
The young man sat down by a beautiful pool and leaned over to take a drink from the clear blue water. Now this fellow will get what he deserves.
As he bent over, he saw his reflection in the pool.
Hello, who are you?
The reflection just looked at him without replying.
Why, of all people in my wanderings, you seem to be the most special. How don't you tell me your name?
The reflection just looked back in longer silence.
I feel terrible. Something's coming over me that I've never felt before. I feel rejected.
With that, Narcissus started to feel very, very sorry for himself. A few tears rolled down his cheeks, dropped into the pond, and led to his reflection. The ripples caused the image to break up and vanish.
No, please don't go away. Stay, I beg you.
In a moment, the image returned.
Oh, thank you. I knew you cared about me. You have no idea how many horrible people I had to talk to before I met you.
Thomas and his whole family took the offer. They went to her cave to cheer her up. They told Echo about the odd young man who had fallen in love with his own reflection. Echo went up to laugh at this conclusion, but then realized it was Narcissus.
She felt pity for Narcissus and decided to watch over him. Her voice repeated his words.
I promise I'll never leave you.
Never leave you.
Narcissus was so absorbed in his own conversation that he didn't hear Echo at all.
I'll never move from this spot.
From this spot. That's just how Narcissus was asked his short life, seen by blind and unfulfilled.
In the spot where the